Early on in the Nintendo 3DS's lifespan, the system suffered from what's probably one of the worst problems a system could have, which is a lack of game selection. But really now, it's gotten to the point where there are literally more games available and coming out for Nintendo DS, both retail and downloadable, than I have the attention or the time or the money for. And right now I'm playing Super Mario 3D Land. I mean, I'm nowhere close to getting all the metal coins and getting through all the special stages. I mean, Ocarina of Time, I haven't touched that in quite a while, and I haven't even gotten past the third dungeon, let alone gotten to the end of the game and really explored every nook and cranny of what this game has to offer. And this is the first time I'm playing it since the Nintendo 64, so this is definitely like I'm definitely rediscovering this game from the ground up. And there's Mario Kart 7. I mean, with the online communities and the online play and just the all the stuff built into the game itself, I'm going to be playing that probably for the remainder of the 3DS's lifespan for years to come. And then that's not considering like virtual console stuff like Tetris and Super Mario Brothers and Alleyway. Like those games, those are games that I could just pick up and play. I'm going to be playing those for hours, for years to come. And then there's virtual console stuff like Kirby's Dream Land and Super Mario Land. I'm done with those. I'm probably rarely gonna ever play those again. And then there's virtual console stuff like Donkey Kong for Game Boy and Super Mario Land 2 and Balloon Kid. I haven't even beaten those, to completion yet. And then there's virtual console stuff like for the 3DS Ambassador stuff. I'm not going to go too much into that since those games aren't available to everyone, but stuff like Mario versus Donkey Kong and Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones and Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. I mean, those I've barely even gotten into. Those are going to be hours of gameplay right there. And then there's stuff I got through the 3DS Ambassador program I'm just ignoring, and I'm probably going to be a while before I ever get into it, like Kirby and the Amazing Mirror and Mario Kart for Game Boy Advance. And then there's stuff for NES, the 3DS ambassadors like Wrecking Crew and NES Open Golf. I'm never gonna play those to be frank with you. And then there's the eShop. There's Pushmo. I'm having a blast with that. I'm gonna be playing that for years to come. Awesome 3D puzzle game. And then on the eShop that I haven't bought yet, there's V's and Mighty Switch Force and Mutant Muds. Like those games, literally, I'm just so occupied with what I already have for 3DS that I literally feel bad that I haven't bought those games and supported those developers, because I've heard nothing but good things about all those games. And Dylan's Rolling Western just came out. I'm gonna probably download that soon before all those others. But I mean, just the sheer amount of stuff that is on this thing that doesn't even I don't even need to have a game card in here to have like tons and tons of stuff to bring with me as far as game entertainment goes. Let alone all the stuff that has nothing to do with games, like sending notes via swap note and using the web browser and using the music player that I use my 3DS. It's my main music player. It's my mobile web browser. It's my movie player, through Netflix and Nintendo Video. I don't have a smartphone. Like all those things that most people do on a smartphone, I have a blast doing it with this thing. It serves all those functions really well for me. I mean, that's not even thinking about retail stuff like Sonic Generations. Now, I haven't bought a retail Sonic game since Sonic Triple Trouble on the Game Gear back in '94. One of the first games I bought with my own money. And technically, the last Sonic game I bought retail was Sonic Labyrinth. That was just so disappointing. I'm not even going to consider that. So to play a side-scrolling Sonic game again on a portable system like Sonic for Game Gear was one of my first modern video games. I'd love to do that. So I can't wait to get Sonic Generations for the 3DS. Rayman Origins. I mean, I bypassed the console versions of Rayman Origins just so I could play it on the 3DS, because I don't have an HD television yet. So the 3DS, that's going to be like a great way to appreciate the beautiful graphics of that game. And then there's Kid Icarus Uprisings coming soon. I mean, that game using the 3D, great graphics, using the touchscreen, using the AR cards, using online play and wireless multiplayer and Street Pass and Spot Pass. I mean, Kid Icarus Uprising is like the epitome of what an awesome Nintendo 3DS game can be. like in a lot of ways, Kid Icarus is like the epitome of what Nintendo's vision for the eighth generation in the mobile space is. And then there's retail stuff that like Kingdom Hearts and a new Zelda that's already been promised to us. Like I don't have the money and the time, the attention for all that. I mean, and then there's retail stuff that I'm not even I know is good that I'm just genuinely not even interested in, like Resident Evil Revelations and Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater 3D and Star Fox 64 3D. That I just don't care about them. I mean, they may be great games, but I'm just not interested in them. I'm not just naming game after game just to say, oh, the 3DS has so many games. I'm only naming stuff that I'm personally interested in and would personally spend my money and time on. And then there's stuff like, Face Raiders and AR games on the 3DS that come built into it. I barely even touch those things. I really don't even care about it. In fact, I think I deleted Face Raiders from my 3DS. I mean, how much entertainment do you need on to constantly with you? I mean, I bring the 3DS with me every single day. I use the music player and the other functions on it. I may not necessarily play video games on it every time I bring it out the house, but I bring this thing with me every day, and I have plenty of time spent in waiting rooms and on buses or just waiting for stuff that I have to play games in. And really, even with all that, I've yet to exhaust the entertainment value and what I already have on this system. And I mean, I could go into the records keeper thing and show you all the gameplay hours I've had on this thing. So really, uh, for me personally, there are more games than I even need to keep my interest and occupy me for now. And that's not even considering what's out there that I haven't bought yet, what I want to buy that hasn't been released yet, that isn't even on the horizon yet, and what's going to be announced at E3 and at Game Developer Conference. So really, 3DS, that's quite a lot of entertainment, if you ask me. So that's the state of my relationship with what the 3DS has to offer right now. A whole ton of games, more than I have time or money or attention for, and I'm pretty happy. So that's that, and thank you very much for watching.